Hi, my name's Victoria Grinnall. I'm an assistant site manager at Quarterjack Park in Dorset. I joined under the ex-Armed Forces scheme. I was a Royal Engineer, joined in 2013. So I was the first ever armoured engineer. I did that for about 4 years and then joined a newly formed regiment in Sandhurst, which was called Army Youth Engagement Group. So we were responsible going to schools and colleges and telling young children what the Army had to offer. The reason I joined the Army is I didn't like sitting behind a computer. I needed to be up on my feet doing things that mentally challenged me. And then I actually saw an advert on LinkedIn through Barratt's for ex-Armed Forces scheme. Checked it out, thought that sounds like something I can do. Applied and here I am today. So you have to do like a cognitive test beforehand. So I think it's sending your CV over first. They'll have a look at your CV, you get a telephone interview. It's really just asking you what you've done in the Army, how you can transition your skills across into construction. And then if you're successful, then you get a place to go through the ex-Armed Forces course. And that roughly runs for about a year. So you're classed as a trainee assistant site manager. Barratt's pay and train you up to where you need to be to a fully fledged assistant, and then hopefully make your way up the ladder. Because I didn't have that construction background, I didn't really at the time know how to relate the military to construction. But one thing I would say is when you're in the Army, you learn about time management, and that's one big thing, and you learn a lot of personal skills in the Army as well, and that's quite a big thing when it comes to doing this job, especially because you're dealing with customers every day. You're also got to be on site for 7:30, and you've got to leave whenever everything's done, basically. But it's just, we've got probably that training that's drilled in from us from basic training all the way through the military, that it just adapts really easily into construction life. This job, no day's the same, ever. So you're waking up and you might have to induct a couple of people coming onto site first thing, and then you'll have questions chucked from you left, right, all around of trade saying, right, what do I need to do here? What do I need to do here? And it's a lot of problem solving, and that's one thing that you do also bring over from the Army. So it might be dealing with NHBC coming out and getting a plot ready for CML, or different stage inspections, dealing with ground workers and how they're getting over issues they may have. And then you've also got customers moving in, so you might need to get a plot ready for when the customer's going to move in that day. But yeah, no day is ever the same at all. I think there is still a tiny bit of a stigma about women coming into construction, because unfortunately there isn't enough of us yet. But as a whole, Barratt's will support you. They've created this new group, I think it's called D&I, Diversity and Inclusion. And it's just a place where if you feel like you've got any questions or you've got any problems, you know that you can go and speak to them confidentially, and then they will help tackle any issues or any questions you've got. One thing I do actually do every day is I will just say the basic hello and are you okay? And a lot of people, you do actually see it on site that you can see it in their face that there may be something, one day they're really happy and then the next day they're not almost performing to where they need to be. So I'll just say, are you all right? And then you'll realise actually just asking, are you okay? They then open up and you learn a lot about what's going on, if they have got any issues. But it's just almost letting them know that, because you've got that stigma potentially being an assistant or a site manager, you just need to do your job and that's it. Well, actually, no, we're one big team out there and we all need to work together. That's one thing I like about Barratt's, is they do support you if you do have that issue. And there are avenues you can go down and people who you can reach out within divisions, if needs be, to say, look, I'm struggling, please can I speak to somebody? I'm not frightened to say, are you okay? Not everybody knows everything. Every day is a school day, so there are things that you're going to come across that actually you don't know the answer to, but you know that as an assistant you've got your site manager there. So my site manager's had like 26 years experience with Barratt's, and I know that I can go to him and I can say, look, I've got this issue, what do we do? And we just sit down together and we just go through it together and we try and come up with a better way of trying to solve the situation. Just be dedicated and know what you want to do. Research as well as to what the job will entail. That's probably quite a big one. But if you've got that ambition and that drive and you know that that's what you want to do as a career, have a look at it, see if that's something that Barratt's will offer, and then I'd definitely recommend applying for it.